Howdy, folks. Hellcrex here. We're delving into episode 8 from Thoughts from the Inner Sphere, and what you see here is the Flea. It's a 20-ton scout mech that was designed by the Free Worlds League, and it was not really a popular mech to begin with, and the production lines were shut down until the reintroduction of the Wolf Dragoons, and the line was opened up, and the Flea was reborn again. But let's just look at the Flea. Now, as a 20-ton scout, it's an interesting little mech. It has some little design flaws, which I like to talk about here in a second. Well, it's a 6'9" zero mover. It doesn't have jump jets. And it's got about 32 tons or 32 spots of armor on it. Only 2 tons. All right. It carries only 10 heat sinks, which come with the fusion engine, and it has a large laser and 2 small lasers and a flamer. All right. On a little 6'9" moving mech. Now, so you're looking like something like a commando, but I think a commando can do the job better. And I just look at the whole thing about a Flea is in this version, which is the 4, Model 4, and it has that large laser. And you're going to design your entire tactics around a mech that has a large laser that shoots out to 15 hexes, and it's a harassing mech then. All right, it can fall into an anti-scouting mech role, but you're putting all your bang for your buck into one shot. All right, and that's that large laser, the 8-point shot. Now, if that large laser would hit another Flea, it's going to punch right into the inner structure and do some major damage, or just blow off a limb completely. Let's say if you shot a leg, now the leg is gone. That mech suddenly hits the turf down, and basically a scout mech that's not moving is a dead scout mech. All right. So what I like to say about this one is that I'm going to be trying to use as much cover, using my speed. So if with the 6'9", you're always going to try to move 9, which you're going to be in a straight line if possible, or going from one wooded hex to another. So you're tagging up your movement modifiers along with the wooded, or trying to get some partial cover in there for anybody trying to shoot you. All right. And that is the whole thing, is that you're just moving from one position to another, and you're sniping with that large laser. That is the whole purpose of that mech, is just snipe, snipe, snipe. And if you have a couple of these guys, I got a friend of mine who has 4, all right? And he does pretty well with them in the beginning, because he likes to run them around like the heavies and assaults. But time tells every single game that he's sitting there harassing. It's like you're like watching the in the old westerns where you got the natives going around the wagons that are circled up. Eventually, every once in a while, one goes down, you get shot, and it goes down. All right. And that is the thing about the Flea in its current configuration, is that it doesn't take much, but one good hit, and this thing is junk. All right. It just gets hammered. But he does a pretty good job of sniping with that large laser. And the way I look at it is that you have to dive in, shoot with that, get another turn when you're running away at an angle, shoot again, and then you get behind cover and then come around, and just, it's a harassment thing. You just keep doing a phase in, phase out, phase in, and phase out. Because once that mech is out of the range of being shot, or the modifiers are too great that you're not going to hit that thing with any great ability, you're looking for a different target. And usually that's the mediums and the heavies that are following up these guys. All right. So that is how I would use this in this current configuration. All right. And we're going to delve into some variants here in a second now. Now, the one variant, which drops the large laser for more armor, and increased weaponry. So you get 2 medium lasers, you still got the flamer, and you get the 2 machine guns with its ton of ammo that goes with that. This version I always look at as an anti-infantry. You got the machine guns, you got the flamer, you're going to be doing a lot of damage to infantry. So if you're facing infantry in a wooded hex or in a building, those machine guns can hit them, do damage. The flamers might start the woods on fire, start the building on fire. You know, that's the way I look at the two different versions. The Flea-4 is going to be your harassment mech, harassing mechs. All right. And if you want something that can is just pure scout that can dive in every once in a while and hit a medium or heavy mech, do a little bit of damage, but now you have to get in close. All right. You got to get within 9 inches instead of the 15. All right. But if you're facing infantry, little squads here and there, one of these guys can go in, hit a squad, unload with those machine guns, unload with that flamer, unload with those medium lasers, and take a squad out pretty darn quick. All right, and so that's the way the two versions that I've seen worked quite well in their different roles, and that's the way I look at it. All right, one has the skirmish sniping mode. The other one is more of an anti-infantry slash scout. All right. Now, what would I do with this thing? Well, if you happy with the scouting version, that's the sniper, just stay with the 4. But I would look at the other version here. Is it still has the 2 small lasers. Take I think it's the 15, FLE15 Flea, and what you do is, like, I would drop off either the 2 rear firing small lasers on the 15 version, and then add more armor. All right, one more ton of armor makes a big difference on a mech that you can suddenly survive that hit to the leg where you couldn't do it before. All right, so you max out the leg armor and the arms, and you're a little bit more durable than you were before. All right, so that's one thing you can do, and that's pretty much the common one. And another variant I've seen with people doing is dropping the machine guns. That's like 1.5 tons, I think it is, 2 tons, and you put that all into armor, max out your armor, and then take those small lasers that are firing to the rear, point them to the front, or put them in the arm. All right, so you have a medium laser and a small laser in each arm, and then you got that flamer, all right, which still can be used for the role of taking out infantry if you want to, all right. And in this version that I just said, where you're getting into machine guns, is more of a anti-scouting role. So you can go in there and hit enemy scouts, hit them hard, and rip them up pretty good, and hopefully you're not going to get hurt as bad. All right. But with only a 6'9" moving mech, it falls under like the commando. You get like you're taking on a locust or something like that, and that locust was going to outrange you really quick, and you're going to be like, oh, he's out of range, I can't hit him anymore. So you just have to look at things and figure out what you want to do. So with the 2 original versions, the 4 sniper, the other one more of an anti-infantry. Either or, they work pretty decent. I've seen them both work on the board, but all it takes is one good lucky hit on a 20-ton, 25-ton, 30-ton mech, and it's going to have a bad day, and it's going to the parking garage in heaven type thing. So that is the way I look at it, and just wonder what your thoughts will be on the Flea. talk to you later. Elcorex out.